Today at Webster Elementary, you could see some students entering with their masks, some without. It's clearly still a change that parents and students are adjusting to. Tonight, park rangers are gearing up for rattlesnake season, and now both hikers and vets are on high alert.
And if you look, there are people here at the beach today, but they are not in the water. The National Weather Service issued a beach hazard statement this morning that remains in effect until tonight. I'm here in Studio City at the home of former Jeopardy host Alex Trebek. If you look behind me, there's a line of people that are hoping they might get the chance to get into his estate sale.
It might look like a quiet night here at Crony Sports Grill, but they are gearing up for quite the event. I spoke with other local restaurants to see what they're offering for this year's Super Bowl. Those who are involved in ministry are doing what they can to avoid burnout, whether that's taking quiet time alone in places like this or reaching out to friends for support. Thank you, Austin. Here in Malibu, there are members of the community that are experiencing the impacts of the war in Ukraine in more ways than just increases at the gas pump, and that is students. I spoke with a Russian and a Ukrainian student to hear their opinions and feelings surrounding the conflict.
I remember the first 3 days I didn't know what even time meant. I forgot what was time and what was day, what was time. Like, I just knew that it's been going for 72 hours, just bombing my city, bombing my people.
Ukrainian Alexandra Volkova grew up in Kyiv, Ukraine's capital city. She is living in Los Angeles and studying at Pepperdine, but her attention today is on the people of Ukraine. Volkova said she is talking with her family living in Ukraine and trying to connect with friends to make sure they are out of Kyiv and in safer areas of the country.
So thanks God, a lot of my friends left. They escaped in time, but there are some that I don't know and I can't find because I don't have internet.
Many Ukrainians are fleeing, but right now only women and children are allowed to leave the country. In both Ukraine and Russia, men are being called on to fight.
I don't know if I'm going to see my family again and how the war will continue. And I don't want it. My brother is 23, and if something happens, he will go to war.
Taya Pachkaleva is a Pepperdine tennis player from Moscow, Russia. Since the beginning of the war, Pachkaleva said she has struggled to make sense of what is happening.
Like, Russian media and American media gives different information, and it's not only on this particular issue, it was ongoing.
Pachkaleva said she is worried about getting home, among other concerns about renewing her student visa for the next year and what obstacles she might face due to tensions between the United States and Russia.
I can't really sleep. It's impacting me a lot.
As Volkova gets information from Ukrainians currently in the country, she said she has also seen unique ways that people can support from around the world. Volkova said the best ways to help are through donations, whether that is directly to the military, to UNICEF, or other organizations, and also through continuing to talk about the conflict. She said there is still so much more to do.
It feels unreal. I still want to wake up tomorrow in the morning and see it all as being a dream.
The Pepperdine International Studies Division held a panel yesterday with various professors sharing their expertise and perspectives on the war. Alexandra was in attendance and got to share a little bit about what she's hearing from her family and friends in Ukraine. Back to you guys in the studio. Yeah, Carl, there are new masking updates for Malibu and Santa Monica schools. Today at Webster Elementary, you could see some students entering with their masks, some without. It's clearly still a change that parents and students are adjusting to.
Today is the first day, and I just wish they gave a bit better direction.
Students in the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District returned to school yesterday with new masking protocols. The SMMUSD School Board voted Thursday to change mask requirements to strongly recommended, a decision in line with LA County guidance. The board said they supported the recommendation based on a decrease in positive cases in the county and the results of a district survey conducted from March 1st through 5th. Of the 5,162 survey respondents, 68.2% said they supported a move to strongly recommending masks, while almost a third of respondents answered that they did not support a change.
those who are already medically at risk will be placed at a greater risk if masking is dropped prematurely, and we want to consider whether it's premature or not.
The district announced that these new updates apply to all community members regardless of vaccination status. However, the district will continue to enforce the required practice of taking PCR tests weekly for both students and staff.
I think in line with what LA is doing and everything else, I think it's the right time to do it.
Webster Elementary parent Francesca Diana said that most parents she has talked to are supportive of the change in protocols, but wish they had received more communication on the district's plans and policies. The board said they are taking additional precautions for spring break, requiring both a take-home test before and a re-entry test after.
When I was speaking with parents yesterday at Webster Elementary, they said that a lot of the communication points are surrounded on bullying. They want to make sure that no students are bullied for the decision to wear a mask or the decision not to. Back to you guys in the studio. I'm Annabelle Childers, and this is NewsWaves Now, where we break down top stories from around the globe to here at Pepperdine. In international news, Russia continues to attack Ukraine, targeting maternity hospitals as well as shelters housing children.
In the darkest time for our country, for the whole Europe, I call on you to do more.
The U.S. House passed a bill Thursday to suspend normal trade relations with Russia and Belarus. The legislation passed with strong bipartisan support following an emotional virtual address made by Ukrainian President Zelensky to Congress.
We need to help Ukraine, give them everything they need.
Biden announced Wednesday that the U.S. would provide Ukraine with $800 million in new military aid. And a severe Category 3 tropical cyclone swept through Mozambique on March 11th. Winds up to 190 kilometers per hour and rain up to 200 millimeters per hour displaced over 100,440 people. It injured 50 and resulted in 15 casualties. An attempted North Korean missile launch ended in failure on Wednesday. Pyongyang has not attempted an intercontinental ballistic missile launch since 2017. According to the Yonhap news agency, anonymous sources claimed the missile exploded in midair at what looked like an altitude of 12.4 miles. Unsealed files revealed a plot by 5 people working on behalf of the Chinese secret police. The plot was to stalk and harass a U.S. military veteran running for Congress. The Department of Justice said that the perpetrators went to dangerous and outrageous lengths to do so. 3 of the accused have been arrested, but 2 remain at large. In our top story tonight, City Council considers alternate sleeping locations for unhoused people. NewsWaves reporter Carl Winter joins us live from Legacy Park, one place where the city does not allow homeless people to camp. The church leaders said they view themselves as past the height of COVID struggles, but they said that challenges in ministry are always evolving. And it's a group of people that we don't always think about when we think about the impacts of COVID, but it's definitely good to keep them in mind. I talked a little bit in the package about this identity crisis that you had surrounding academics, and we talked a little bit about this. It's definitely very exciting. I did some reporting and referenced this survey that talked about a lot of pastors stepping down because of the COVID stresses and different things throughout the past 2 years. So it's exciting to see kind of the opposite effect happening. And here is some news I'm sure everyone will get a peep out of. This Easter, you can now customize your own marshmallow peep. Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all your latest breaking news. Have a great night.